Hello, everyone. Welcome to Thursdays at 3. I am Annika Spalding, the Community Relations Director at the Amarillo Little Theater. And this is Thursdays at 3, where I go live every Thursday to get you caught up on what's happening this week at ALT. Of course, this is Thursday, September 12th. We are so glad that you're here. We have a ton to talk about today. So I'm going to kind of rifle through stuff kind of quickly because we have so much to get to and very exciting interviews here towards the end of the show. So this season, we have our first ever corporate sponsor for Thursdays at 3 and ALT in 3. And for our 97th season, our sponsor is Brick and Elm magazine. If you didn't know already, make sure to follow Brick and Elm on their social media pages at Brick and Elm and pick up their latest issue that is out, their September, October issue. There is even a full page arts profile about ALT. So thank you so much to Brick and Elm for featuring us, and ALT people, go snag a copy of it so you can see our very special feature in Brick and Elm in this next issue of their magazine. We're so excited about that. Before we get going here, I want to congratulate a very special person to ALT, our managing and artistic director, Jason Crespin, for winning the Man Enough to be a Girl Scout award through the Girl Scouts of America. That announcement was made in August at our Academy and Volunteer Happy Hour. Jason was so surprised to receive that, but the Girl Scouts officially announced it on their social media yesterday, and that award ceremony will be in November. So Jason can add that to his scroll of amazing accomplishments, and we could not be more proud of him. So very big congratulations. He's backstage right now because I'm going to interview him here in just a little bit. So congratulations, Jason. I love you so much. We all do. You're so deserving of that. So exciting. Oh, we have a couple of comments. Emma Albright says, hey, I'm back. We're so glad you're here, Emma. Thanks for watching. Courtney Frazier, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you, Courtney. Thank you so much for watching Thursdays at 3. We're so glad that you're here. You picked a good show to watch and comment on. It's going to be very, very good to talk to our production team from Waitress. Not everybody is here, but a lot of them are here. So we're very excited to talk to them. Okay, speaking of Waitress, it is going into its second weekend of performances starting tonight at 7:30, and we cannot wait to see you at the theater. If you haven't purchased your tickets yet, you can do so by calling our box office at 806-355-9991 or head over to our website 24 hours a day at amarillolittletheater.org. This is a show not to be missed. You do not want to miss this show. So get your tickets as soon as you can. Like I said, tonight's show is at 7:30. There are still tickets available for that. We would love to see you tonight if you just want to be spontaneous and do something fun and join us at the theater and eat pie at intermission made by the Ruffled Cup. Need I say more? Please come and see the show. If you're not going to come tonight, get your tickets for tomorrow or Saturday or our Sunday matinee. We did not have a matinee last weekend. We have a matinee this Sunday at 2:30. We would love to see you at the theater, but if you can't this weekend, we also have 4 more shows next weekend, all the way through September 22nd. So we would love to see you at the theater. If you're not going to get your tickets the traditional way, might I suggest going through our library program? Don't forget, you can also get tickets through our Checkout ALT program in partnership with the Amarillo Public Library and the Canyon Area Library. We have an exciting announcement about that partnership that Jason and I will share here in just a little bit. But you just use your library card and check out tickets just like you would a book. It's a very cool way to get tickets to the theater. So exciting. Get your tickets one way or the other. Whatever you got to do, whether it's through the library, box office, website, get tickets to see this show. The talent is on another level. It's so exciting. Okay, while we're still talking about Waitress, I skipped. Let's do this one first. ALT needs help tonight. We need 3 ushers starting at 6:20 p.m. That's for the 7:30 show, and 4 concession helpers at 8:20. If you can help us with that, we would be so grateful. If you're able to help, go ahead and call our box office at 806-355-9991 or email our volunteer coordinator, Lissa, at amarillolittletheater.org. We really need your help. If you can help tonight, that would be great because we've got a lot going on. We need ushers. We need concession help. If you can help at all this weekend, we would be so grateful. If you know anyone, maybe high school students who need volunteer hours, this is a great way to get those hours. Anyone in the National Honor Society? Hello. Great way to get your hours. And it's so much fun. And you meet really cool people. So if you can help us out tonight, please let Lissa know. We would be so grateful for your help. Our volunteers are the best. I have no doubt you guys are going to come through. You always do. So as you see on this graphic here, we need ushering and concessions help Thursday through Sunday this week, but also there is a build call this Saturday at 10 a.m. at the Adventure Space to get a head start on the build for Charlotte's Web. Okay, Charlotte's Web is going to be at the Adventure Space, not at the main stage. So if you plan on attending, call our box office or email Lissa. The information, I just put it up there. I'll put it up there again just to make sure you got it. And let us know so we can feed you. If you can come this Saturday and join us for work call, even if you can just come for an hour, that would be great. But if you want to stay, we'd love to feed you lunch as a thank you for helping us out. So let Lissa know. And you can sign up on the ALT Warriors page. If you haven't joined that, you should. I think I have that information up here too. Follow the ALT Warriors page. I think this is it. Yeah. Find us on Facebook, ALT Warriors, and we'll accept you into the group. And we post all kinds of volunteer opportunities, sometimes paid gigs when people need paid acting gigs. We'll post that on there. So follow our ALT Warriors page for sure. But if you can help with work call, let us know. If you can't stay for lunch and can just stay for an hour or whatever time you can give, we will take. So let us know about that. And speaking of our Academy's production of Charlotte's Web, get ready. I'm so excited. Get ready to show off just how radiant you are. See what I did there? The Charlotte's Web audition packet is available on our website. Roles are available for roughly 30 currently enrolled Academy students, grades kindergarten through 12. Don't miss out on your chance to help us weave this beautiful tale. We hope to see you there. And be on the lookout for an announcement about Academy Book Club. We are so excited about this book club. Those bookmarks will be ready very, very soon. And once they are, you can pick them up at the box office and you can start reading Charlotte's Web. Then once you read Charlotte's Web, you come get a stamp at the box office. And once you see Charlotte's Web or perform in Charlotte's Web, you get another stamp. And it'll be the same process for James and the Giant Peach. Once you have all 4 stamps, you'll present those bookmarks at the box office and be entered to win a grand prize in April. Very, very exciting. I'm so excited about that book club. And while we're talking about an Academy Adventure Space show, this is kind of the perfect opportunity for me to talk to you about joining the producer circle. We made a post about this on the ALT Academy page today. So especially for Academy parents, look out for this. Why do I want to talk to you about the producer circle? Specifically Academy parents. It can be anyone. Anyone can join. It's because we've added new and exciting perks that you're not going to want to miss. So what is our producer circle? It's open to individuals, couples, and businesses who give $500 a year for a 3-year commitment. Now, this does not have to be $500 all at once. We can draft this monthly, which is about $42, $43 out of your bank account every single month. This pledge goes entirely to underwrite ALT production expenses completely. It is so helpful to ALT. So there's no season tickets included in that. Season ticket packages are completely different. So this is a complete donation. The producer circle will not only provide significant support to ensure ALT's future success, which is very, very important to us, but you also get really big benefits. And that's why I wanted to talk to specifically Academy parents, because there are big, big perks that we're adding that are going to benefit you if maybe you have a kid in Charlotte's Web or a friend in Charlotte's Web and you want to go see it. So the latest and maybe greatest of these producer circle perks, producer circle members get to reserve their seats at the Adventure Space now. So if you know how ALT works, ALT Adventure Space tickets are open seating. The house opens 30 minutes before the show starts. And then you just kind of show up, and usually there's a little line that forms. Sometimes it's little, sometimes it's very long. If you came and saw The Lightning Thief, that line was long and it was very hot outside. By the time Charlotte's Web is produced, it's going to be really cold outside and people are going to wait in line to get seats since it's open seating. But ding, 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 ding. If you're a producer circle member, you get to reserve your tickets, which means you tell Joe and Lissa in the box office where you want to sit. They'll put a little name tag on your seat. No one can sit there. And then you can show up 10 minutes before the show starts and you've got your seats and you don't have to wait in line, whether it's crazy hot outside or crazy cold outside, you've got your seats. So I think that's a huge perk. You also get to pre-order your concession items at the main stage or at the Adventure Space. This is huge because especially with big sold out shows, which we have a ton of on our season every single year, those intermission concession lines get really long. They get really long, and sometimes things sell out. We don't always have enough for everybody, whether it's amazing ruffled cup cookies or amazing ruffled cup pies, like you're going to have at Waitress. And I highly, highly recommend, because they're insanely delicious and you don't want to miss out. And there are not enough for everybody who comes and sees the show. But if you're a Producer Circle member, as soon as you walk in, you can pre-order your concessions, and then it's all ready for you as soon as intermission starts, and you can bypass that long line and just go back to your seat or walk around and mingle and enjoy your intermission and not have to worry about standing in line or missing out on amazing treats at intermission. Those are only two of the many perks. There are also pre-show parties that you can get exclusive invites to. Like we did at the Ruffled Cup, we had an event for specifically our Producer Circle members who got to see a little sneak preview of different songs from the show. We performed for them at the Ruffled Cup, and it was such a beautiful evening, and they got to choose which pies we decided to sell at intermission. So you get kind of you get a stake in things. It's really, really cool. And then there's pre-show parties and things that you get invites to as well. So there are really just a ton of reasons to join the Producer Circle. I hope maybe I've convinced you to at least think about it, because I think it's a really big deal and we would just love your support. We want to kind of build that back up. It's kind of dwindled through the years, and we just want to build it back up and get that support going for ALT. So consider it, think about it. There's lots of perks involved. So anyway, I'm going to move on, but we're very, very excited about all the things that we're coming up with for the Producer Circle, all the perks. And this staff is coming up with new perks all the time, just saying. Okay, let me see what I have missed here. Okay, very exciting. This is so fun. Auditions for Arsenic and Old Lace happened this week, and the cast list was just announced today. We had 40 people, I think 40, there may have been more. I think it was about 40 people audition for this show, with 29 of them coming on the very first night, and lots of brand new people, which of course thrills us. Congratulations to everyone who auditioned and to everyone who was cast. There is the cast list right there. I cannot wait to see what Peg Lovett and her team, Peg Lovett is directing this show, and what her team do with this classic theater piece. I'm very, very pumped. Okay, we're just going to keep on going because I've got a ton of really exciting interviews to get to today. So let's move on with our Volunteer of the Week. Okay, our Volunteer of the Week this week is Kaylin Phillip. Congratulations, Kaylin. Kaylin worked ushering in concessions for Waitress last Thursday and Friday night, which was a very big deal because those were huge audiences, and was instrumental in setting up a plan for the pies at intermission. Again, huge help to us, huge help. She was such a huge help, and we are so grateful. Thank you so much, Kaylin. You are such a great volunteer for ALT. If you know Kaylin, let her know she's our Volunteer of the Week. We're so, so excited to have you on board with ALT, and thank you for everything that you do. We just couldn't do what we do without our volunteers. I also want to give a special shout out to a company called Spartan Boiler. They are installing currently a ladder at the Adventure Space. If you've ever worked spot op at the Adventure Space, you're going to love this. They are currently installing a ladder at the Adventure Space for our spot ops to make getting into the catwalk safer for them. 3 cheers for safety. Woohoo! Woohoo! Yay, safety. We love that. Thank you so much to Spartan Boiler for that. And let's move on to some breaking Broadway news. Okay, Oscar and Tony winning actor James Earl Jones unfortunately has passed away at 93. What a loss for the acting community. I was so, so sad to hear that, but what a life. My gosh, what a life. She is back on Broadway. Anna Gasteyer stars as the silence-obsessed boy mom, Queen Agravain, in a new revival of Once Upon a Mattress. Absolutely love me some Anna Gasteyer. She was interviewed and says, there's something really fulfilling about, in my 4th decade in entertainment, allowing myself to be commanding and bossy. She says, I also scream quiet a lot at my terrier in real life. So that part came very naturally to me. And when she was asked about her inspiration for the role, she says, Pat Carroll as Ursula, the voice of Ursula in the original Disney's Little Mermaid, is probably at the top of my mind. She's vocally so much lower than I am, but the grandeur, and a dash of Miranda Priestley, of course, from The Devil Wears Prada. Love Anna Gasteyer. And also, if you haven't listened to her Christmas album, you should. Jason's nodding his head backstage. It's really, really great, really fun. Okay, let's get to the fun stuff now. I thought it would be fun to interview some of our production team for Waitress to get some behind the scenes info for you guys. So please welcome my guests for today, Jason Crespin, Jennifer Akins, and Deanna Hurt. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I know it's very busy getting ready for another weekend of amazing shows. But okay, so let's just get right into it because I have about a million questions. Jason, you are, of course, the artistic director for Waitress. So can you tell us a little bit about how ALT got exclusive early access to the rights and why that's so special?
Yeah. So that was exciting. I mean, I got that email from Music Theater International, who owned the rights for Waitress. We've been lucky, to get early offers for Beautiful, the Carole King musical. In fact, we actually got an early offer. The reason why we did Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was also an early offer. We just didn't realize it was still an early offer when we did the show. Anyway, and so when we got the rights, I believe it was in November of 2023 when I got that email, and I was like immediately like, yes, I want this show. Applied for the rights and got them. And so one, super lucky that we got them. That we've have ALT's had such a rich history of excellence and especially this area of our nation. We're not competing like Dallas for multiple other theaters and things like that. So we're in kind of a perfect spot where we're a smaller venue necessarily compared to huge venues like in Dallas or Houston as far as Texas goes. But yet we're able to do these big shows, and so it's kind of the perfect recipe for us to get these exclusive early offers. And so exactly, I needed BJ down there to do that for me. But luckily, we keep knocking it out of the park when it comes to these early offer shows, and not only are we doing them well, but we're in a great market where we can kind of have the exclusivity here in Amarillo. And so yeah, that was a big secret to kind of to hold on to for quite some time.
Well, it just makes me so proud of ALT that we have such great relationships, like with Music Theater International, where they trust us with giving us early access to those rights. And I wanted our community especially to know like how special that is and how unique it is, and really what a gem. We'll talk about this a little later, but just what a gem ALT is compared to other community theaters. Like it's just a very, very special place.
Well, and there are a handful of other theaters that are getting to do this show right now because of just where they are, and they got their rights, maybe this summer, which is great, awesome. A lot of these theaters I've been looking at, they're selling their shows and their tickets are $65 or the cheapest ticket, and it's like,
wow.
What? Like, it's insane to think that our most expensive ticket is $30 when other theaters who are doing the same work, or at least the same show. I don't know if the quality is near where we're at, but they're charging $65 for one ticket, and you still have to pay probably parking and all of the elements of where.
If you want anything at intermission.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
forget those ticket prices or those prices. And so for us to be able to do Waitress, this brand new musical, to offer it to our patrons at our still ALT prices, and still be able to offer excellent talent. Like, the talent of this show is mine. It's just insane how good it is. And so I keep just wondering, like scratching my head, like why is this show not completely sold out yet? Because the word of mouth is already taken off. People are loving the show, which is great. And we're offering it to Amarillo audiences so much sooner than normal. So it's one of those strange things where I'm hoping more word of mouth will pick up and these tickets will go selling.
Yeah, for sure. We have so much incredible local talent here in Amarillo, and that's the thing is like we can compare ourselves to much larger, even regional professional theaters here. Like the dedication of our volunteers, the talent level of our volunteers, the way that ALT produces shows with such integrity, it's worth the cost of admission. If it seems high compared to other places, it's about 50% of what other places are charging.
Yes, and you park in a parking lot that you do not pay for, that you can walk to the door to, I
Right.
mean, you get an actual physical program, it's not just a QR code that they're saving money on. You get to actually talk to somebody in the box office and reserve seats and get that one-on-one experience that a lot of theaters don't have anymore. It's not just this automated system or anything like that. You get to walk into a theater, smell the amazing aroma of a bakery, and freaking get pie at intermission. Are you kidding me? Like, oh my gosh. I'm telling you, people. Uh,
That's one of the many things I love about ALT. Local talent, local volunteers, local bakeries, local partnerships, it's all
yeah.
supporting
Local support. Yeah.
business. Yeah, it's all within the community, and you're not sacrificing what you're watching. You're not sacrificing talent just because it's local and it's volunteer and it's a community theater. It's just a very special place. Jen, I want to talk to you as music director about this music, the difficulty of it, and what this process has been like for you as music director and as a musician yourself.
Well, I am thrilled to say that this has been one of the best experiences I've ever had as music director. And the reason why is because the cast of this show is so unbelievably strong. I look at the principals and I look at the ensemble and I'm like, we could switch out anyone, like for anyone. The level of talent is so high. Sarah Bareilles, whom I love, wrote all of this music, and she doesn't write with what I call it traditional harmonies or traditional chord progressions. It goes where you don't think it's going to go. And some of those harmonies were really difficult. I like to call them crunchy. You don't just slide in there and everything feels nice and comfortable. You got to kind of like nudge your way in there between these two other parts, and it's not always even going to feel like it's right, because that's not how we learn to sing in elementary school. And but it absolutely sounds glorious.
It's such a talented cast. I mean, really, for the music alone, it's worth going to see. So really quickly before we move on, Waitress the movie starring Carrie Russell came out in 2007, and I watched that DVD so many times it's not even funny. The screenplay was written by a woman named Adrienne Shelley, who played Dawn in the movie and whose tragic story was made into a documentary directed by her husband as an expression of his grief after losing her. It's called Adrienne. You can watch it on Max, and I highly recommend it. Just throwing that out there for anyone who might be interested. The book of Waitress the Musical, as Jen said, was written by Jesse Nelson and the music and lyrics by Grammy Award winner Sarah Bareilles. The musical premiered in 2015, and as Harrison mentioned last week, was unfortunate enough to be put on the same Tony Award season as Hamilton. It was nominated for 4 Tonys, including Best Musical and Best Original Score, but did not win, even though it was highly deserving. Deanna, you saw Waitress 6 times on Broadway, and you own the Ruffled Cup Bakery. What has it meant to you to be involved with this show, and do you think ALT has done it justice?
Oh gosh, that's a big question. I mean, of course, I think ALT has done it justice. I mean, I knew it would. When you see a musical, a lot of times in New York, I'll be like, can ALT do this? Is there a possibility? And without a shadow of a doubt, I knew when the rights came available that ALT would blow it out of the park. So of course we did. Of course, I couldn't be more proud. I mean, to say I've had a little bit of an obsession with it is kind of an understatement. It's the aspect of baking.
Sure.
I really just love the story. I've always told people, I'm like, you'll find yourself in that story. And especially in the song She Used to Be Mine, like every woman can relate to that song. I don't care who you are. So anyway, I think that I just loved the story. And of course, being able to relate to someone who can lose themselves in baking, and it can kind of solve a lot of problems. I call it my therapy all the time.
Yeah.
So anyway, no, ALT has definitely done it justice, and I am so thrilled to be a part of it. I really wanted to be an ensemble, and I'm really glad I didn't audition, because I probably wouldn't have gotten in. It's so strong. But
come on.
Anyway, when Jason mentioned maybe ADing the show, it just seemed more fitting for me because I really wanted to be a part of it all. I wanted to be part of every single minute of it. And I knew I'd be making pie for it. I didn't even let Jason ask me. I'm like, I'm doing the pie. So you don't get a choice. So little did I know I'd be making a bunch of fake pies too. But I think ALT has done it such justice. I mean, I can't even think of us doing any better than anything that I've seen on Broadway. It's amazing. So I love it. So.
Well, you must be telepathic because the very next thing that I was going to ask you about was about how this show has a plethora of fake pies that look incredibly. I cannot stress this enough. Yes. They look. I'm telling you.
I have one right here. I have one right here.
Please show everyone.
Well, I had to repair this one because this is the in the dark chocolate pie. And this one is the only one that actually has real frosting on it because it needed to be like really dark. And so someone had like put their finger in the top. So it has a lot of epoxy on it. And I'm like, woo, it's stinky in here. But she's coming back to the show tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
There are so many jokes I can make right now that I'm not going to make. It's the middle of the day. We're not going to do it.
The fake pies, y'all wouldn't believe the amount of time and effort that I put into fake pies. I watched videos and none of them were good enough. I was like, that didn't work. But I found this magical concoction called air clay. And I didn't realize how many specific pies I'd be making. A pie that breaks on stage. That one was very tricky. A 5-tiered wedding pie. A pie that has a lemon wedge that goes on top that really needs to look like she's putting a lemon wedge on top and it can't fall off, you know. The mermaid marshmallow pie that gets eaten on stage. Not to mention all the real pie I have to make for people to eat on stage too, which that's the fun pie to make. But anyway, so many pies. Like I haven't counted. I think it's between 34 and 38 fake pies I think I've made total. So it's a lot, but it has been so much fun. I've loved every minute of it.
Well, we're so lucky to have that kind of dedication from you and that talent from you, Deanna, because it really is an artistry. I'm telling you, this is not just Deanna saying like, okay, I need to make these pies where they look good from like row H. No. You're on stage with the pie right here. And I'm like, can I try it? It looks, it actually looks so real. And yeah. And it's not just pies, but fake waffles and hamburgers and French fries and breakfast food. Yeah. I am just
Jason got all of that stuff from some crazy food company. I'm like, I can't make fake waffles, right?
Oh, I thought you made those too. Okay.
No.
I was going to say
he bought those. I don't know what company he got those from, but they're really like they're top notch. I guess I have some competition now. It's fine.
Oh, they don't hold a candle to the pies. I don't know what I was talking about.
Not at all.
Like the pies are so good, we should totally rent them out. Like
100%.
The theater.
Jason can.
I've already told Deanna that Deanna, like, if she goes missing, she's just going to tour the country everywhere they're doing Waitress. Is like shows up with these pies, like just knock. I have your pies. Thank you so much. Give me your check.
Thank you.
Yep.
Jennifer Denton says the fake pies look amazing. Deanna's daughter Gracie and our Dawn says our house turned into arts and crafts central for a month solid for the fake pies. I have no doubt. No doubt. Gabe Sherman says, can't wait.
Yay.
So glad
the great thing about the pies too, I mean, the pies are literally how similar the water was a character in Drowning Girls. The pies are its own character in this show because there's so much. I mean, Deanna, our other production team members, Colton Harada and Coda McDaniel. I mean, they were taking notes of like where the pie blocking, like a certain pie has to be at this spot at this location to get put on the counter in order for you, Annika, to hand it off to Jenna. Like it's all this like choreography that has to happen with these props. Not only that, but we have a pantry shelves that have to look like pantry shelves of a bakery. We also have, of course, Deanna making sure that as Hannah's making a pie, it looks realistic. Like that's how you actually roll out this dough and actually how you do these elements. So yeah, we were blessed when I got that email that Deanna was like, "Yep, I'm interested in being an AD." I was like, "Thank you, theater gods, for gracing me with that," because there's no way we could have done this show as well as we're doing without the help of for sure of
Agreed.
Deanna with
That is
and her
without
knowledge of the
question.
show, where she's like, hey,
Yeah.
don't forget this element or this moment. I'm like, that's right, thank you so much. She just knows the show like the back of her hand, and so and then when it's so funny, I'm in a way I'm really upset that I'm directing the show because the show is such a female oriented show because of the content of the show, the creators. It was one of the first all female production team on Broadway from director Sarah, not Sarah Bareilles. Sarah Bareilles wrote the music. What's the other director? Oh my gosh, I'm blanking out her name. Not Julie Taymor. Who's the director? Anyway, female director. It was a huge thing. And so I feel like I'm like the one guy that's in the way of like all these amazing females. Jennifer's leading this amazing vocals and the band. Deanna's making the pie. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm a male over here, but we're
Man
gonna be
enough to
Waitress
be a
and it's gonna be
Girl
great.
Scout.
Yeah, you're
Yeah, exactly.
out, so
Exactly.
True. Maybe that's why I got the
That's how
award.
we're getting
today.
away with it. He's
you're
actually a
manning
Girl
up
Scout.
the
Oh my gosh. Megan says, we cannot wait to see all of these details. We have a fun group heading y'all's way. We're so excited to see you guys.
Yes.
Emma Albright says, so excited, can't wait. And are people allowed to wear costumes? Girl, you wear whatever you want. You wear whatever you
Come as
want
a
to the
waitress.
theater.
Come
Yeah.
dressed as a pie. Whatever you want to come
Yeah,
as.
you wear whatever you want. Jason mentioned this a minute ago. I also want to acknowledge Colton Harada and Coda McDaniel, who have worked incredibly hard to make this show run so smoothly.
Yes.
The props and scene changes alone could make this show go off the rails. And
Yeah,
Colton and
this
Coda
was
said, not on our watch. Not on our watch.
It's funny because Coda McDaniel, for example, was going to be is our stage manager, and normally comes in maybe 2 weeks before the show opens, but he came in right away at the beginning, and so we were already, as I'm blocking the show, was blocking the transitions, so we were like weeks and weeks ahead of that. So when we're implementing, I mean, our tech week really happened a lot sooner because we were implementing so much of our cast doing that. So by the time we got to tech week, it was so smooth because we already knew
It was
the
so
ensemble knew what to do.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that was a huge benefit for us as well. And we have to. She couldn't be on today for Thursdays at 3. We have to also give a shout out to our choreographer, Beth Alexander, because
Yes.
like I said before, the choreography of the show, there's not like a huge tap number or there's this huge, regular kind of musical theater dance in the show. It's quirky, just like Waitress is. It's a little quirky, and so these pie moments when we're in her head of these movements and it's just done so well. Beth has done a great job. Cinda Alexander, her daughter, has helped, and so it's. I mean, really, we lucked out. The perfect recipe of the production team, the perfect recipe of cast members, from Andrew Hawkins, who's running sound, to the amazing live orchestra that we have. Again, live music down in that pit. I mean, it really is. And if the most of your pain is $30, I mean, y'all. I mean, come on. Like you can't even go to a baseball game or go to the movie. Forget about the fair next weekend. I love all that the fair does for Amarillo, but I'm telling you, you're going to spend way less money at ALT.
Or do both.
To get so much. Yeah, or do both. You're going to get so much value of live entertainment when you come see this show. It's a big deal.
Speaking of Andrew Hawkins, he is watching and says the production team has been so detailed. It has been mind-blowing with all the details that make this show top-notch. Pies, food, coffee pots, and set. Everything is breathtaking. And Andrew knows he's seen the show 1 million times.
Right? I'm dumb, but I'm so proud of those coffee pots because they look so real. Like all the things.
They look so real.
Listen, we lucked out with our waterproof tape that we bought for Drowning Girls.
Oh my gosh. We also have a ton of comments to get to. Gabe Sherman says, I'm going to come as a pie.
Bring it.
Amy says, excited to see. Oh my gosh, we have so many comments. Terry Wilson says, that hand choreography Beth created is just stunning.
Right.
I agree. And it's fun to do. It's really fun to do. So
really
Jason, has producing this show given you, I know you already have so much confidence in ALT and what it's capable of doing, but has producing this show in particular and directing it given you a boost of confidence to do other big shows like this in future seasons?
Oh yeah. I mean, really, when we did, for example, 2 years ago when we did Beautiful, that was a big deal for us to get those rights. So, for us to be the first community theater ever to do that show and to do it well. And so that was really kind of a boost to my, a little feather in my hat that I felt really good at. Then, I have so many colleagues around the nation that are emailing me going, how did you get Waitress? We're so jealous. When we get the rights, tell us, like, I feel like now so many theaters are doing, for example, Beautiful, and they're all asking the questions that we had 2 years ago of how did we do this. And so, like, I can't wait for other theaters to be like, how did you do your broken guitar? And I'll be like, well, let me tell you, Gabe Sherman, I gave him the guitar and said, I need this to break. Deanna Hurt made all of these fake pies. So I feel like we're ahead of the game for everyone
Yeah.
else. And so I'm like ready for the next one. I'm like, there are a handful of shows that I'm praying that we get early rights to, that are coming down the pike, that we can continue this tradition of excellence, not only excellence in what we're producing, but also just what we're able to offer. I mean, we're offering you guys literally on a little cute little pie plate, Waitress the musical. It's a huge deal. Sometimes I think maybe our audiences kind of take for granted that we just have this excellent little theater in town, but we need everyone's support and come keep giving us, support, so that way we can keep these prices as low as they are, that we can keep partnering with family support services like we're doing with this show, or having the library initiative, the Checkout ALT initiative, where people can get free library or free tickets to the show through their libraries. All of that's really important, but we need your support.
We do. Amy commented, "Oh my gosh, Beautiful was awesome." So if you're loving shows like Beautiful, like Waitress, we're trying to produce a wide variety of shows at ALT that will appeal. Not every show will appeal to every single person, but we are trying to produce a season of theater that has variety, that has a wide array of content. That's some of it's going to be G-rated, some of it's going to be 13 plus, like Waitress. It's going to kind of run the gamut of content. Some are musicals, some are plays, some are darker, some are brighter and happier and sunnier. Whatever your palette is when it comes to the arts, we've got it for you at ALT, but we need support to keep going. So especially if there's something on the season and you're like, what is that? I've never heard of that. Try it out. Try it out, or call our box office and they will tell you, give you an idea of what it's about. We've spoken before. We posted today about the content of Waitress. There's some sensitive material in Waitress. We try to give warnings to our audiences about that. We don't want you to be exposed to things you don't want to be exposed to. We're doing our best to do our part to let you know what's going on with the content of our shows, but call our box office and ask specifically. They will get specific. We can't do that in mass. We can't get super specific. We don't want to give everything away. But if that's something that you need, call Joe and Lissa and they will let you know if this is appropriate for you or not. If
huge. You can't do that.
Is better for you.
I was gonna say, you can't do that when you go see a movie. You can't call the director of the movie and go, hey, can you tell me more about your movie and should I be able to watch it? Like, you can't call the movie theater saying, can you tell me all the scenes that I might not be? You can call and talk to an actual person when you call ALT. That right there is huge.
That's right. We understand that not every show is for every single person, but we do try to do our best to make sure that you're aware through our rating system, which has been updated and is on the homepage of our website. You can click on About ALT and go to ratings. And the way that we decide our ratings is all updated and listed for you right there. If you're seeing things, oh, this is 13 plus, what does that involve? Oh, okay, that's probably not for me. I'll wait for the next one or for the Academy season or whatever is appropriate for you. We want everyone to feel welcome and satisfied at ALT. We definitely do our best to do that. Waitress, for me, is a must-see. It's a must-see for talent, but every single person is different. Jen, what are you hoping that when audiences are leaving the theater, what are you hoping that they'll take away after seeing Waitress?
Take away, besides all of the music, which is, I think I said it before, so good. The music is so good. Like if this were just like an album that I had bought at Hastings 20 years ago,
All right,
good old Hastings.
So good. But the feelings, this show really can take you through the gamut of emotions. And I would hope that everybody leaves feeling some joy and feeling some empowerment, because that is how I leave the theater every night that we do this show.
Oh, I love that. What about you, Jason?
Yeah, I think people, I hope they have hope when they leave. It's such a smart musical where it'll have you laughing in one scene because these characters are so over the top and hilarious. And in the next scene, it's it's dramatic because there's a scene where it deals with real life events, and then a song will hit you and it's like, oh my gosh, this is the most amazing song I've ever heard on our in any sort of musical theater canon. And so the ending of the show for me, it just gives hope that whatever situation you might be in, that hopefully you can see that there might be an out, or there might be a change. There's a beautiful song called Everything Changes, and how and change is okay. Change is okay, and it allows, I hope it allows our audiences to know that there's hope out there, and that if something isn't, if the pie that you are in right now doesn't work, make a new recipe. Try to change that up, and it's okay to maybe leave some ingredients out the next time you go bake a pie, and it's okay. So I'm hopeful that everyone has hope at the end.
Yes, Franklin says, and hi, Franklin, I'm so glad you're watching. Agree, Waitress is a must-see. So glad that you feel that way, Franklin. Deanna, what are you hoping people will take away when they leave the theater?
Oh, gosh. I mean, I second everything that Jason and Jennifer said. I mean, it's a story about so many different things. Friendship that, between the three waitresses, and definitely hope, and definitely that, don't settle for happy enough, want more for that than that in life, and things like that. I mean, it's such a beautiful story about even motherhood, and so, I mean, I love that end song, today's a day like any other,
Yeah.
I'm changed, I'm a mother. I mean, anybody who's a mom can definitely relate to that, because you are changed in an instant. So there's just so many little pieces that you can pull out of this show and relate it to your own life, or a life of somebody that you know. And I think that it's just so relatable. I think Sarah Bareilles did such a great job with her characters. I mean, even Gracie now, she'd be like, I think that guy's being a little too much like Ogie. And like she compares her dating life now to like people of the musical. And I'm like, okay, well, Ogie turns out to be an okay guy. So, but anyway, you can just find little bits and pieces and relate it to your own life. And I think that that's why I love it so much. And it's funny, and it's sad, and it's hopeful, and it's just everything mixed up into a pie, baked into a pie.
Exactly.
And that's what makes it so beautiful.
Hello, Gracie. Mom!
Gracie's like, I am begging you, Mom.
I love it.
I am begging you, Mom. I wasn't
true, though.
Yeah.
It's true, though.
I have a question for the three of y'all. I'm going to spin the table on you, Annika. I want to know from Annika singing it. Deanna obviously knows that Jennifer's playing the music. I want to know from y'all, what is your favorite song of the show?
Oh my gosh.
Because there's so many great songs. There's so many great moments. And I feel like my answer changes daily. But in this moment, do you guys have, like tonight, is there a song where you're like, I cannot wait to hear them sing this? Or Annika, I cannot wait to sing this song tonight, or be in the wings when the song is being sung?
I feel like it's consistently Everything Changes for me.
Yeah.
Consistently. And it's not just relating to it as a mother, but that's a huge part of it. But it's also the way that it's performed. And it's also when the ensemble is standing backstage singing, and they come in with the harmonies. Every time I get chills every single time.
I love that.
Yeah.
Jennifer, what about you? What's a song that you love?
All of them. I really, really love in Act 1, what baking can do is kind of what gets me. And
it's kind of the first one.
And it goes off in all these different directions, and you're gonna how are we gonna do this? This is how I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
But my favorite musical moment in the show is not like a song. It's kind of some transition music, and it happens at the end of the hospital scene. And it starts to build, and you go from something that may have felt so negative and like you didn't know what you were going to do about it to hope. Like you start to feel the hope building up, like it's going to be okay. It's going to be better than okay.
Yeah, it's in the music already right there. I love that.
Yeah.
Deanna, what about you?
Oh my gosh, that is a really hard question, because my favorite song changes. But I think throughout the duration of the show, my favorite song is When He Sees Me, because I get to
Oh,
watch my daughter sing that. Like, there is nothing better in the world than watching your child shine on stage. I don't care. You could give me a Tony in New York, and it would still be better to watch Gracie do her thing. So, hands down for this show, When He Sees Me, I'm sad because I'm doing light changes, but I get to look up for like little seconds and go back down, and I don't want to mess up my light changes. But that is my favorite song for the whole show. I get nervous right before. I love to listen to her sing. So,
well, and she does that cool kind of little riff, and you know the second part that I, as a gay man, just go. Every time she does it, I'm just like, oh, I fangirl over that moment.
I do too. I'm so proud of her, and I love watching her shine on stage. But I also really love the song "You Matter to Me." So you know that one tugs at my heartstrings. I like all of them. I can't pick one. I'm sorry. They all mean something different to me. So
yeah.
Mine consistently, like you said, has always, I think, been "Soft Place to Land."
Yeah.
For some reason, I think it's just because it's the moment where the three of them are together and they just show that they're there for each other, and the vocals and their harmonies, of course, are insane, and all of the movement. And I love that song so much.
Can we talk about the harmonies of these three leading actresses? My how they're freaking fantastic. You'll get it in the first 5 minutes of the show when they're singing it opening up, and they split into 3 parts for the first time. Every single time I get goosebumps.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful. The talent in this show is really, really mind-blowing. I really hope you guys get your tickets to see it. Don't miss it. You have 8 more chances to see this show. This show epitomizes to me what Alan Shankle's always said: why not Amarillo?
Yeah.
This is one of those shows. Why not produce a huge Broadway hit on a stage in Amarillo, Texas, and then do it justice? Not just do it justice, but really blow it away. We're really taking that legacy and moving it forward. And I feel like I'm sure I can speak for not just Deanna and Jen, but the entire cast. What happened? Where'd everybody go? Oh, there you go.
I clicked a button. An ad popped up on my thing, and I was clearing it, and I clicked a button.
But Jason, what you're doing is absolutely incredible, and not just artistically what you're doing, but leading, as you always do, with such positivity and encouragement, where we all come to the theater and it doesn't feel like you're dragging your wrists on the ground, and just like, okay, it's exciting to come to the theater. It's wonderful. It's such a great group of people, not just on stage, but human beings backstage. It's a really positive, supportive environment. And really that's pretty standard at ALT in every show that happens. It's just such a wonderful group of people. I highly encourage, if you haven't auditioned at ALT, if you don't want to audition, you don't want to be on stage, that's cool. We'll find a place for you somewhere else. But it's such a wonderful group to be a part of. And there is a place for you at ALT somewhere. There is a place for you.
There is tonight. If you want to come help concession, come at 8:20, and we'll gladly have you help us in concession. Hand out, sell some pies. Just for an hour. We need you.
Oh my God.
Come on down.
Oh my gosh. Kyle Gibson says, let's go. Let's go. Gracie Hurt again says, if I wasn't in this show, I would be seeing it every weekend. It is mind-blowing amazing. Mind-blowing amazing. And Bobby McCauley, one of our backstage vocalists, says, I am so lucky to be on a fly on the wall for this one. We are so lucky that you are a fly on the wall for this one, Bobby. We're so grateful for you guys in the pit helping bolster the sound for us. David Hurt, Gracie's dad and Deanna's husband, says, I'm picking up boys from the airport, but I'll see it again and again.
The best.
So exciting. So if you haven't already, get your tickets for Waitress. Here is the information to do so. Call our box office. You can do that until 5:00 p.m. today or online at any time. Get your tickets. You can come see it tonight. You can show up at the door. get your pies at intermission. I don't know. You feel like deep dish blueberry bacon? I don't know. Sweet dream Oreo cream? I don't know. Twisted Kentucky pecan? Take your pick. Get all three.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you really can't go wrong with any of those. We've got treats at intermission. The theater smells amazing. The talent is incredible. It's a wonderful, positive, encouraging environment to be around. There's so much local, unpaid talent on stage. It's wild. This is all produced and performed by local talent. So please support ALT. Come see a show at ALT. See a show that you don't know what it's about, like Waitress. If you don't know anything about it, come check it out and see what it's about. And maybe it'll change your life. You never know. Maybe you'll relate so much to one of the characters or all of the characters that you'll feel seen and you'll experience local incredible talent. So I could sit here and talk for another hour about ALT, but we've got a show to do tonight, so I'm not going to do that. Mike Akins, Jen's husband, says, I'm seeing more and more ALT shows that could open up on Broadway. The talent here is amazing. Thank you so much for your comment, Mike. Oh, here's a great question. Franklin Salazar says, is tonight 2 for 1?
Tonight is not 2 for 1. That is just our first Thursday of all of the shows. I will say this, yes and no. So tonight is not normally 2 for 1 because it's our first show is always 2 for 1. But don't forget, students are always 2 for the price of 1. So yes. Students always 2 for the price of 1. Call that box office, and they'll make sure to take care of you for students to get those two for the price of 1. I was also going to mention, Annika.
Yeah.
Also, as everyone is supporting ALT, don't forget to go out and support the Ruffle Cup because again, we would not be possible with this show without the help of especially Deanna, David, their whole team making these pies. They make our cookies. They donate all of that to ALT. I'm telling you right now, if you're like, I don't want to make these pies for the holiday season, call the Ruffle Cup. Get your holiday pies from the get anything that you need for any holiday, for any Tuesday. If you need something, go to the Ruffle Cup.
Also, just saying, as a gluten-free girly, they do great gluten-free too. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, as somebody who likes sugar, they do great with sugar.
Lots of it. Butter and flour.
Sugar,
and flour.
Yeah. Yeah. So go buy the Ruffle Cup. Tell them that we sent you because support our local amazing companies and organizations and businesses that are supporting ALT to provide this great quality theater to you guys at the prices that you guys are spending. I'm telling you, other theaters don't have this support. Their tickets are $65. You can't beat that. When our most expensive ticket is $30, we offer 2 for 1 for students, free tickets to the library. Support Ruffle Cup, support ALT, support all these great businesses that help us make it affordable for you to still enjoy live theater.
So grateful for everyone watching Thursdays at 3. Thank you for joining me once again. You can watch ALT in 3, which is what's going on at ALT in 3 minutes on Monday. I want to thank Deanna and Jen and Jason for joining me today. I'm so excited to see you in just a few hours.
Yeah.
To do another amazing show at 7:30 tonight. I hope you guys get your tickets. Go ahead, Jason.
Also, Annika, we were going to tease this, and we're getting this officially on Monday. But we have to make an announcement of something very exciting about another organization supporting ALT. Do you want to let them know about our amazing grant that we were awarded for a certain project that we have?
So we love our Checkout ALT Library program. It is such an important program that allows people to check out free tickets to see ALT shows by using their library card and checking out tickets to see our shows just like they would a library book. And CNS Pantex has generously provided us with a grant to cover our entire season for that program. So we will not be paying for that out of pocket, giving those tickets away for free. We are so grateful to the Area Foundation and CNS Pantex for giving us that grant. We cannot wait to officially accept that. We're so grateful for that community support. And so we just wanted to surprise everybody with that. We're so grateful for it and so excited that this program is going to be supported. So that said, when we share these posts about like our library ticket program, any posts that we share, if you love ALT, you can support us for free by just sharing our posts with your audience of friends on your social media page. That helps us get the word out about ALT for people to come and get tickets, whether it's through the library or purchasing them through our box office. It also helps get the word out about people knowing that we're here, letting them know that we're here so they can come and volunteer and have a place to call their own, have a place to express themselves and learn kind of what they're made of. If they're, what they can do on stage, people don't even know what they're capable of sometimes until ALT is able to show it to them. Jen's done that through people singing, and Jason's done that through teaching people, you can perform. You're a really amazing performer. You just don't know it yet. So share our posts if you can, support ALT in any way that's right for you. But we're just so grateful for our community of people. And we want to get the word out because there are so many people in Amarillo who don't know that we're here. And that is unacceptable to us. So we want our auditions to just be busting at the seams with people wanting to be a part of ALT. The more options, the better. The more people who are involved with ALT, the better we are. The more diverse we are. We just want to keep expanding. The whole point of what we do at ALT is burst the bubble of what people think life is. Well, let's see someone perform on stage and their character we don't know anything about that kind of person, and let's learn something about it. Let's expand our horizons. That's what we're doing at ALT. So don't be afraid to see something that you don't know the story already. Don't be afraid to try something new. It's such a great institution that we have here in ALT. So that's my little soapbox on that. Thank you guys so much for joining us, for joining me on Thursdays at 3 today. I'm so excited to get this show going again this weekend. Like I said, get your tickets if you haven't already. We're so excited to share this show with our community. We can't wait to see you at the theater. And thank you guys so much for joining me. We'll see you tonight.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.